Line's good.
Good afternoon
Line's
and
good.
welcome to live streaming coverage from the 2013 Cactus Pheasant Classic.
Keep it going. Keep it
My
going.
name's Jerry Gertz of curlingzone.com. Joined in the booth by the one, the only Peter Stetsky. Welcome back, Peter.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you.
We've got a great game set up here. C qualifier action. We've got Kevin Cooey, Edmonton, Alberta, taking on Andrew Boleski from British Columbia.
Yeah, for our fans out there, just a little inside info here. Jerry might be heavily biased towards the Boleski team. There was a Calcutta run downstairs in the patch just now, and Jerry's got $400 pulled out of the envelope. What they did is they sold off all 24 teams blind in envelopes, and Jerry's team is Boleski. Lucky to grab a team, Jerry, that's still alive in the spiel, but try to be open-minded on the outcome of this game.
Yeah, it was nice to have someone
good.
still alive. You're talking about a bunch of the teams get involved as well. Kevin Martin's team had Brendan Botcher. And
Very funny, actually, because Brendan Botcher, Kevin's son Carrick, plays for Brendan, and they lost out of the spiel about 3 days ago.
Shot.
Kevin Cooey, actually, just proving the rich get richer. He has an opportunity to qualify in this event himself, and his envelope, he was able to pull Mike McEwen, a qualifier, and probably Bonspiel favorite, Mike McEwen, so he can tack an extra few $1,000s onto his own winnings here with Mikey. Tough start to the game there for Nolan Thiessen. Probably a little nervous knowing we're doing the broadcast.
Tight. I mean,
You don't too often see a player Nolan's caliber fan a wide open hit.
Not yet.
We're featuring a somewhat modified version of the broadcast, cleaning up our act a little bit from yesterday now that Paul Webster's not here.
easy. Easy. Got a curl.
This Boleski team
gonna
was the
have to finish it, yep.
2013 British Columbia representative at the Brier. Had a tough week there. Little shock and awe of the moment that can often happen to those teams that go to the Brier for a first time.
Probably here up.
Letting Cooey off the hook there with a guard that probably hung out more as a corner guard than the center guard they were looking for. Tons of room for second stone Carter Rycroft to access the rock in the rings.
Real hard. Hard.
Very sloppy start to this game. You don't really ever see Carter throw one quite that ugly. Must have got it either a little light or a little tight, or a combination of both. We'll have other C qualifier games on the ice that are going on at the same time.
One other game going on right now.
Martin versus Schander.
Okay, line's better.
It's a rematch of a game that was played yesterday morning where Rob prevailed in 7 ends over Kevin. I believe the final score was 6-2.
That was when the old bear was quite grumpy and the team wasn't playing all that well to start. Now they've run off a bunch of wins and wouldn't want to be playing Martin now.
Yeah, they seem a little happier, a little more comfortable with the ice. They would be favored in that game over Rob, but Rob is a veteran player with a younger team, and he will push Kevin to the limits for sure.
Yep.
Have to give a slight edge in this matchup, just based on their experience and overall ability to Cooey's team.
Yep.
Although you wouldn't know it by the start, but there they are. They just showed up there finally. Carter's second stone.
Hammer belongs to who in the first end here?
To Cooey. Nice double there by Carter. As you know, if you're familiar with the broadcast, please feel free to send in your questions or comments. My handle on Twitter is @XLPurpleSweater. Jerry can be reached at @CurlingZone.
Firm.
Pretty open end right now, Jerry. Not too much going on.
Yeah, we had Cooey on a broadcast earlier. He was taking on, trying to remember who he's playing. Was that Rob Fowler?
Yeah, he had a game against Fowler, and then we also did his game against Ulsrud.
The Ulsrud game. Gave up 4 in the first end.
Gotta go.
This is a more typical Cooey start.
Real hard.
Yeah, even in that game, it was fairly open in the first until Kevin's last rock pick promoted an Ulsrud stone into the rings and narrowly missed a raised double, and all of a sudden he was down 4-0. He battled all the way back in that game to force Thomas to make an open hit in an extra end for the win, and that qualified the Norwegians to the next round.
So we'll try and keep you up to date on the other game going on at the same time. With only one other game going on, we'll see if our producer Action Dan can get the camera over there once in a while to catch up on Martin and Schander.
Line's good.
Sort of said Schlender a little funky there. What's going on with that, Jer?
It's just fun to say.
I'll take your word for it.
Normal up.
Normal up here for third stone, Pat Simmons, formerly from Saskatchewan. Represented Saskatchewan in the Briar a few times.
Formerly?
I don't for sure know where he stays at night, Jer. I'd be willing to bet he probably has a residence in Saskatchewan still, just for in case he has to go home and see family or maybe work every day.
From what I've heard, I may be wrong, but the residency rules in Alberta are pretty lenient, and understandably so. Nobody would try and play in Alberta to try and get an easy ride.
No, certainly if I was going to try to qualify for a Briar, my first province of choice to compete out of would not be Alberta unless I got a call from Martin or Cooey to join their team, which, let's be honest, that's never going to happen.
Take a hair more.
From what I've heard, it's 30 days living in the province.
Really?
And living in the province means you could stay in a hotel, you could... So an event like this, he's already starting to maintain some of that.
Yeah, he'd be 5 days here already.
Practice weekends in Calgary. Team curls out of the Glencoe Club. Paul Webster manages the club there, I believe, the curling section.
Yeah, Paul does a great job there. It's a national facility. A lot of the elite curlers play out of there. Shout out to Paul. He joined us on our broadcast for the last 2 days, although he caused quite a bit of controversy with some of his comments. So we had to fire him.
Yeah, residency in this game is certainly something that's come up. John Morris is curling out of BC next year, and I know that's rankled the feathers of some BC curlers. You've got players down on the East Coast where, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, all their rules are pretty strict and pretty tight. So,
yeah, I think it's time that especially with the Olympics, any other country that's in the Olympics, you think about it, I've talked to these guys from Sweden and Norway, they have choice from across the entire country. The Olympics never used to be in play, obviously, but now it's the number one carrot the guys and the ladies are chasing. It's maybe time to relax the residency rules everywhere, at least come up with some form of uniform system, because some provinces are restraining themselves or punishing themselves if they have stricter rules where, if there's no rules like there is, say, in Alberta, then they're going to be able to gather maybe more talent there.
Art!
The reverse of what Pat Simmons is doing is the Saskatchewan representative from the Briar last year, who they have 2 Saskatchewan players, 2 Alberta players. That's Team Brock Virtue, off to a great start this year on the World Curling Tour. Getting some info that Brock may now actually be a resident of Regina, but our good man Chris Shilley, I do believe, lives with his lovely young lady, Erin Carmody, in Red Deer, Alberta. Erin throwing third stones in the Olympic pre-trials for Team Crocker.
always comes back to Team Crocker, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of fixation there. It's just a Laurier thing. We like to support each other.
I think she's in love with you too, Pete.
Yeah, we probably don't need to talk about that on the air. Mosk would, he might get a little upset, but we can talk about that maybe later.
Let's go.
And that was the end of the first end.
Very exciting first end. After the night I had last night, Jerry, I'm hoping they get some more rocks in play. Keep me awake. You got a jumbo. I've never seen a can of Red Bull quite that large, Jerry. You going to down that all in one shot or what?
It's already gone.
Just crushed it.
Curling Zone. My name's Jerry Gertz, sponsored by Red Bull. Now, if Red Bull could supply me with a year's supply of Red Bull, I would be very appreciative of that.
Cooey there knows the blank attempt.
So Cooey leads 1-0 after the first end here.
For our viewers, we will have another version of Curling After Dark tonight. We will be featuring one of the quarterfinal games.
Never.
Looking for this rock to stop.
We'll try and bring you the best matchup we can find. At this point, we know two of the matchups. We've got Adine taking on Ulsrud, and everyone will be asleep when we back home when we show that game, so we probably won't do that game, as much fun as it would be. And then the other matchup that's already set up is McEwen taking on Fowler, all Manitoba matchup.
Yeah, we got an all European matchup, an all Manitoba matchup.
Sven McKell and
Hard.
Sven McKell and Steve Laycock await the winners of these two C qualifier games going on right now.
Looks like this end's going to be played fairly open. Kevin chose to draw into the rings. Boleski had the option to throw a corner guard, did not exercise that option.
Easy.
Boleski played Schander earlier this weekend, and I think they blanked the first 5 or 6 ends. Boleski took 2, stole 2, and it was all over.
Bye-bye. If we get 5 blanks in a row here, Jerry, I gotta tell you, I don't think I'm going to be awake. Here we go. We got a little corner guard being called.
Got another bucket of Red Bull down in Roy's fridge downstairs, so if we need to break into that one, we will.
It's nice to see the game played at a slightly quicker pace than that game we switched over to at the end of our last broadcast.
Get off the line.
We apologize to fans for that.
Hard.
Boys are working hard trying to drag this one over the line. You always have an uneasy feeling as a player when you pull a string on one and you're afraid you might hog it. Well swept by the boys. Kevin's going to go up and rip this guard. For those of you new to curling, this is how the game was played back in most of the 80s. You would throw up a guard, you would peel it, you would put it back and do it over. Somehow they decided to change the rules for the benefit of everyone, including television. I think without those rule changes, you would not see curling being the extremely popular sport it is on TV today.
Well, the problem is now the ice conditions are so good and the players are so good that
Curling.
they don't miss peels anymore.
It's clean.
Rarely.
No, I mean, the big thing is the ice and the rocks, the technology that's been brought into the game is improved tenfold. The players are much more fit now, much more dedicated. There's so much more money on the line. And the prestige of playing in the Olympics and winning that medal. Team Cooey will be one of the favorites in Winnipeg to represent the Canadian men at the Olympics. Carter Rycroft has already played in the 2002 Olympic Games, winning the silver medal with Kevin Martin. Gonna go with another out-turn guard here. this point in time, I wish they could just hit fast forward and go to LeBlanc attempt.
Line's good.
Maybe our cameraman Action Dan can
Yep, keep it going. Keep it
get
going.
us a peek over on sheet
Hard.
2.
See if some actual
Hard.
curling's being played. Boys are going way high with this guard. Maybe a yard over the hog line. Kevin will go up and rip it again. A little more action going on here on the sheet 2 with Martin and Schander. Three rocks in play there. We're going to still focus. We're not going to give up on this battle just yet. Jerry is a little nervous with all the money he has riding on this game. Had to take out a loan.
Yep.
Actually, I seem to be missing about $200 from my wallet. I'll have to talk to Jerry about that later.
You forgot you're paying me for to be able to broadcast, to let you on air.
Sounds like something people would do in curling. So Boleski's giving it up on the corner guard. He's going to make a play on Kevin's rock in the rings.
Clean.
Nice control
Clean.
late
Whoa.
here.
Whoa. Whoa. Good.
Since we are in Alberta, thought I would give an update to the NHL hockey game. Your Edmonton Oilers were taking on Phoenix today in a battle of fairly horrific teams. Phoenix was able to win the game 5-4. Your others need to maybe get a little more veteran leadership on that team and perhaps a goalie. Getting back to our game, a wide open hit and stay there by Kevin. Boleski will now try to hit and stay, forcing Kevin to do so, and then there will be an attempted blank attempt. Teams just feeling each other out a little bit here.
Be firm again. Little less.
Later on, we'll look to update some of the other events going on the World Curling Tour this week. Some of our favorite teams playing in the Winnipeg Liquor Lottery Women's Classic.
Gotta love that title sponsor.
Yeah, you really do. You really do.
We've got another big World Curling Tour, Champions Tour event in Europe, in Champery, Switzerland.
Champery.
Canadian team over there qualified for the playoffs. James Grattan.
Jimmy the Kid, really no longer a kid. I think he just had his 40th birthday. Probably time to update that nickname. I've been lobbying that for maybe a year now.
Probably the biggest surprise over there is Peter De Cruz, who's a pretty very strong up-and-coming Swiss team, missed the playoffs.
Wow, they are a very solid team out of Switzerland, coached in part by one Andreas Schwaller, who is here coaching Sven Michel.
The second Scottish team, Logan Gray, into the playoff round, as well as Grant Hardy, another good Scottish team. I believe the Hardy team is still in junior age as well.
Hard! Hard! Good sweep.
Actually, looking at their birth dates, it looks like they're born in 1990. That would make them a little bit too old for juniors. But Hammy McMillan Jr. is playing second on that team.
And more now, you're starting to see. I was talking to Schwaller the other day, and he said some of these up-and-coming European teams, like you got Ramsfeld, who is the son of former Olympic gold medalist What was Ramsfeld's first name?
Bent?
No, but his dad.
No, Bent. I believe his name was Bent Ramsfeld.
No,
Bent.
I'm gonna challenge that.
And then there's the older, the grandfather there would be Eigel.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Eigel, who was the gold medalist.
Good.
Wide open hit here. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you some more or some action in the next end. We're going to watch this shot and then maybe flip over, see what's going on over in Kevin Martin and Schlender's sheet. Welcome to all you in the patch here, live at Brooks. An elite World Curling Tour event here. All the players love it. They run it like a mini Briar. Curling stands set up upstairs and downstairs for your viewing pleasure, as well as some huge screen TVs in the patch with live entertainment.
They can even sit in the patch and watch us. Catches a corner, just enough. Skips it on through, and a blank here in the second for Andrew Boleski. Keep the hammer into the third end.
Whipping over to Kevin's sheet here. Great job by Action Dan. Kevin Martin's throwing the red stones. It looks like he's forcing Rob Schlender to play an in-turn draw through a fairly substantial hole.
Can we get a look at that scoreboard on that sheet as well there, Dan?
Yeah, well, get our rocks in a good position.
Looks like Kevin was forced to 1 in the first end. It's up 1-0. Rob has both his rocks to come this end, so he'll be looking to get this rock under cover, perhaps score a skips deuce.
Lots of room. Going backwards. Yeah, go now. Go. Go now. Go, 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 go.
Nice camera work there, Dan, following that stone down the sheet. It's harder than it looks, folks.
A lot of yelling and screaming on that sheet next to us. Rob must be fairly close to making his shot. Nolan hung that guard out a little high. If he was definitely looking for at least another foot of curl to touch the center line.
Right beside it.
Really unfortunate miss there.
Right beside it to tighter.
You hear Kevin looking for a center guard here. We got to start lighting up Twitter here because there's not much to talk about in this game so far.
Line's good. Where are you?
Here we have an email from IMR Parker, Ian Parker. Fellow broadcast mate, founding member of Curling After Dark. Shout out to Curling Tuck. I'm pretty sure he's going to forget about his setup man on the way to commentary stardom at XL Purple Sweater. I got news for you, and you're long since forgotten. I had to ask Jerry who you were when you tweeted this in. He gave me a little refresher. Good luck to you. A little message from Jerry for our viewers. Ian is currently running a World Curling Tour event in Sarnia. If you could update the webpage more than once a day, Jerry'd be very happy. So if you can get on that, Ian.
Find some volunteer
Easy
help.
then. Room.
Ian's also curling in the event, so it definitely
Room.
keeps him busy.
Wait.
By volunteer help, we're not talking about your brother. We'd rather you get somebody capable. You should be able to get Jonathan Dolan. There's no way he's still alive in that bonspiel. The donor eclipse.
Hard to tell.
Right on it.
That rock slid in a little deep on our feature sheet here. Kevin will have second stone. Carter Rycroft follow it down with the in-turn draw. substantial amount of curl, Jerry, in this ice, more and more every day. Shout out to Roy Grossfield for improving the ice day after day. It was originally a little straight, but Kevin's taken quite a bit of ice to make this drop.
Freeze it, line skate, wait only. Hard. Freeze it.
Roy's also responsible for inviting me here, so he's probably not
Go,
the
Pat.
most
Go,
popular person
Hard line.
in
Hold
Brooks
that,
right now.
good. Sweep him.
Great shot there by Mr. Rycroft. Derek Arrington, second stone.
Hard.
Team Boleski trying to follow down Carter
Hard
here.
line. Hard. Room. Yep. Hard. Where is it? Where is it? Whoa.
Great looking shot
Whoa.
here.
Oh, no.
Looks like your horse has come out to battle today, Jerry.
Looking good, looking good.
T-line.
Might be a round of beers
Even
in it
top
for
four-
them if
top
they can pull
14.
this out.
Being elite
Yep.
athletes, I would assume they'd probably turn you down and ask for 4 waters.
Okay. Line skate, more room. What?
Good opportunity here
Off,
to see
man,
if
that's
Carter
too
has
much.
matched rocks.
Even top.
Yeah, seems to have added a little too much weight to this one. The boys are walking away from it a little bit. Don't want to bounce or go right by. Carter won't be happy with that one. Gives Boleski's team a chance to draw it around again and set up a 2 or 3 ender. Derek, having just buried his first one in there, should definitely know the weight that's required to make this shot. The miss here is to be a little bit short. Definitely don't want to be heavy like Carter just was there.
Hard then. Hard.
By short, I did not mean this much short. That's a really unfortunate outcome there.
Something wrong with that rock? It's been slow the second time in a row.
Thinking it might be the stone. Gonna give him the benefit of the doubt there because at this level you normally would not see a miss by quite that margin there, and unless it happened to be Alan Lineburn on his first draw attempt last night, which was roughly 17 feet light. Little shout out to Alan, great man, great individual. Allegedly the World Curling Tour co-favorite to win the arm wrestling competition we're going to have tonight in the patch.
We're going to have to run a Calcutta on that.
Definitely run a Calcutta on that. I've done all my homework, though. I've got the inside info on that stuff.
Maybe pay for the bar bill.
Maybe yours. I don't think it put a dent in Action Dan's. That guy's been crushing them.
And still keeping the camera steady. You should see his handshake, though.
Yeah, you almost got to wonder if there's a dependency issue there. Maybe have to talk to Dan about that later.
Yep.
It's always good to reach out to your friends, people, if you feel they have a problem. Intervention early before they get in there too deep. Not a great shot there by Pat. I don't know if there's something going on in the spot on the ice or not, but that's our third
If you come around
third
this way,
consecutive
he
miss.
just comes in this way, right?
Listen in to see what the boys are going to say here.
Unless you like doubling these off.
I'm not crazy about this call. This is a pretty defensive call here.
By pretty defensive, I would say extremely defensive, and probably not anything they should even be looking at.
There's a couple options here. They could draw either way around those guards.
Yeah, it looks like they're choosing to probably play with the
Lots of
correct
room.
shot, the in-turn draw.
Where is it?
This one's definitely
Easy.
the more
Lots of
difficult
room.
of the two.
Lots of room. Easy.
It'll be hard to bury
Room
around
still.
the stone on the top of the
Room
12
still.
foot.
Close. Room. Room. Wait.
But all you need
wait,
is an inch
wait.
underneath that, and it's a
Yep,
good
hard.
shot.
Hard.
Looking for some
Hard.
late finish here.
Hard. Go. Hard. Hard.
Really nice weight on that shot. We'll have to see. They get about half of it buried.
That's a great stone by Boleski. Third man, Steve Koff.
Some obvious jokes you made there, but they wouldn't be funny, so we're not going to do that. Kevin's asking third stone Pat Simmons now to follow that rock down, maybe with back 4, back 8 weight, bump it into the back, and hopefully get a little chip inside.
Clean. Whoa. Right off. 11.
Wow.
Oh, this is a disaster.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah, really nothing else to say about that shot there. Update from Winnipeg. Jennifer Jones is going to play
Either that or we just
6
go in
o'clock
there
tonight
again.
in the A qualifier against Valerie Sweeting, and in the other A qualifier, former
You got to roll though.
Scott Tournament of Hearts champion Amber Holland will be taking on my personal favorite Anna Sidorova and Russian Kate.
I just don't want to leave
Go
this
Russia.
pocket right there though, right?
Like to cheer for the underdog,
I mean,
Jared. That's my style.
If you do draw right here and he comes in off it, he's still in the open, right?
Are we buying that or not really?
Not one bit.
Let's see how the B event's going over there. Try to locate. Wow, our girl Laura Crocker's down into the C. Probably feeling some extra pressure with all the love we've been handing out over the last couple of days.
Shade at least.
She's currently on the ice, trailing for her Bonspiel life to Sergetson.
Probably coming in here, right?
It's a key shot in this game here, Jared. What do you think the boys will look to do?
I think they
Hey,
have
control.
to play the hit and roll, unfortunately. It'd be nice to be able to just draw underneath there. But if you leave that yellow stone, Cooey's just going to come off it on his own.
Yeah, and Kevin, as we've talked about numerous times, is one of the best in the world at using the stones of himself or his opposition, whether it be run backs or creating angles for doubles, triples, rolls. So I don't really think you want to leave that rock there for Kevin.
When you talk about this young Boleski rink, they've actually posted some pretty solid results on tour. Runners-up in the West Coast Curling Classic, New Westminster, BC, back, I believe last season.
Yep.
Losing the final to Kevin Martin.
No shame there.
Yep. Hard.
Look at that.
Oh.
Just a little too much roll.
But still a great shot to get underneath. Kevin will probably only get one crack at this. Be his first draw attempt of the game. He obviously threw some to get ready for the draw to the button, but no guarantee that he even threw down this path. Huge pressure facing 3 counters on the 4-foot. A lot of the time when you're throwing a draw, you have the option to be a little light. But
What do you think?
Kevin needs to be right there with this one.
I don't know if we can peel on my first one and
Not really. Should be okay.
chance off one of these
You
reds.
think, like, throw with that heavy stuff? Same?
Looking at a little
Yeah, she's
little
staying
guess of the weight. He's trying to talk it through with Carter and Nolan to decide what number they're hoping to get from him. Nolan working the stopwatch there. He told me
How's the weight?
they've toned it down. They're not as serious with the watch. They only rounded off to 4 decimal
Gonna
places.
get tight, Pat. Room. Roll that room.
Nice looking shot here. Great shot by Kevin. That's why he gets paid the big dollars. Jerry just swore under his breath. He's not too happy with the outcome of that shot. Tough one, Jer.
That's what happens when you leave a big pocket.
You could tell it's not that really heavy stuff though. It slides a lot better.
That was a great shot. Really a game-saving shot to, if you ever threw that 2 feet heavy, bounced off that stone.
Really
and
have
it would
anything
give
else?
Boleski a chance to go in there first and potentially set up a 5-ender. Huge sigh of relief there for Team Cooey. Jerry's now
I
crying.
might get a shot out of it.
It's okay, Jerry. There's still lots of time left.
Thanks.
Had my hopes up there for a minute. Should have known better.
I knew I was going to curl from right there.
Looks like they're going to try to follow Kevin's rock down. Can still apply a little bit of pressure in this end
Yeah, I
with
don't
the
know
makes a
that.
good shot, although
I
there's
threw
no
and
real
tried to throw
great
stones
angles
down.
on top for any form of run back or anything. Due to complaints, we will not be updating any of the progress on the Chinese women's team in the Winnipeg Bonspiel. Great shot there.
Got to move it, though. Got to be shot.
Excellent shot there by Boleski. Was
like-
able to get in there for shot rock. Like you say, Jerry, real key. Great camera work there by Dan. You'd hate to go down 2-0 to a team like Kevin. Obviously, by no means would it be over, but he's very good at
So precise.
playing defense.
You hit nose, he still draws in. But if we draw,
Do I even need to shoot?
it's safe for us, right?
It's always a good situation when you don't have to throw. One of the most famous times that happened was in the 2009 Brier final, 10th end. Kevin Martin
Try and
deciding
throw
to
it just
throw a
over
rock
or hog
away,
it.
and with it went his world championship into the hands of David Murdoch.
Well, it's the problem here. You wouldn't want to throw something that Boleski could then use to run in and get some action on those stones.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just checking to see if there's any other
I
angles
can't.
that he needs
That
to
yellow's
take
just
away.
going in the pocket, right?
Right now, I wonder if there's a shot, if
Yeah,
you
I
could
don't
ever...
think you can play this. That's,
Yeah, I was wondering if you could slice as thin of piece of that red one
Yeah,
on
just-
the right-hand side there. But it doesn't look like it would
Same
go
ice.
towards the button.
No.
you're like a
You'd
little
be more
less.
likely to move your stone and out a shot than get a second point. I think we can pretty much mark the point on the board and move on.
Could you imagine if that game earlier they were in this situation? Wow. 7 minutes. And then they'd measure.
And I think somebody missed on the other sheet.
Or they might have just dropped their broom a little too loudly.
Just over.
Higher the better here for Kevin. Like you say, Jerry, they don't want to get this too close to the rings and allow Team Boleski to run it back.
I think Kevin isn't even concerned. If he hogs this one, it's fine.
Get her over. Get her over. Over enough.
At this point, just trying to protect his stats. I agree. That rock almost acts as just camouflage more than anything.
Just gotta throw it away, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to toss this one into the ditch.
Good force.
Throw it away.
Could have been ball game there if he makes a good roll.
And that's what's going on here. You'll throw this one through. It'll be a point on the board for Team Boleski. Tie the game up at 1.
He made a pretty good one there.
Go check out the score in the Martin game.
I was thinking if he ever
Like right
bounced
now, we
this
don't
or
need to
runs
see
or
this.
something.
Dan's a little new to curling, so every once in a while we got to give him a little pointer. And we'd like to see the house end as well. Thank you, Dan. Schander with a 2 in the second end. Leads Martin 2-1. And a quagmire of stones in play right now. Looks like Schlender's throwing up a guard, so the old bear is looking a little grumpy out there.
Yeah, it's probably paying about 4 to 1, 3 to 1. That might have been Benny's broom that slipped out of his hands.
Good shot.
Thanks. You too.
Kevin and Dave in a little discussion here, trying to decide what to do to get out of this jam. It looks like
there's one red stone in there. So can you zoom on that at all there, Dan? Okay, no worries. Back to our feature game. Looks like Martin was lying one. Schlender's just guarding the path and trying to get the force there, it looks like. We'll update you when we know more.
For those of you who have just joined the broadcast, Jerry and I do not have a view of the ice surface. They've tucked us away in a corner room here, more for liability's sake and for our own protection.
All these ladies wanting to get our autographs.
I didn't know what to say to that. I'm sort of zoned out. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, there has been a lot of harassment, I feel, for autographs. Especially now that Paul's gone.
Hard line.
Boys are sweeping hard to try to drag this corner guard as far as possible. Kudog showing he can still move the brush a little bit. Former third stone for John Morris. Boleski's going to go on the offense here, try to draw around the center guard with the in-turn draw. Set up a nice position. Aaron Watson, lead stone 14 Boleski from Delta, British Columbia.
Room.
Is that the hotel?
Yep.
No, there is a town called Delta.
Yep. Hard.
But he could live in the hotel.
Room. Room. Whoa.
Getting by the guard. Ample room. Very nice control of the weight here. If it stops just in front of the tee line there. Great shot by Aaron. Nolan Thiessen being asked to chase that rock around the center. He'll be looking to place his rock anywhere in front, so it could be used later.
Freeze it.
Kiss of death here is to be heavy.
Try and throw a little curveball in there.
Wait only, right on it.
Nolan, former college baseball pitcher in the United States. Must have been
just welded.
Maybe some type of quota of Canadian players they needed to fill out to have Nolan invited down there on scholarship. We'll have to check into that.
I believe he pitched in a high school team for 1 year, and then went to, I believe it was Mount Vernon College for a year, and he hurt his shoulder. I think
yeah, pitching can do that. It's good to see that Mount Vernon still allows. They're not known for their academics. I believe Nolan said his high school average was somewhere in the low 60s, but they place athletics above academics, so Nolan was able to go there and further his education.
Gotta leave it short.
What did he take? Basket weaving, maybe?
Could have taken basket weaving. We're actually joking, people. Nolan is a chartered accountant in real life outside of the curling world. I believe he's put his practice somewhat on hold in order to prepare for the Olympics in hopes of going to Russia.
Yeah, he's been independent for a couple of years now. So if you're in the Edmonton area looking for a chartered accountant, Nolan is your guy.
Okay.
Nolan's wife is actually, I just learned this morning, she's actually a CA as well. A lot of clapping out there for that. They're quite happy for Nolan's wife.
Yep.
You know, they're not happy about some of the things we say in here, and then you say something like that, and they go bananas. I really wonder what this crowd's looking for, Chair.
Off. Clean. Clean it. Whoa.
Carter actually has a chance to chip in off of that stone just thrown by Boleski's team.
Whoa.
And get the right weight.
Nothing.
It doesn't look like it's going to curl quite enough. Still a good shot there by Carter. Nice touch.
Things are looking great right now for Team Cooey. The angles line up really well for them.
Yeah, they're great at doing that. They know exactly where they want their stones to be in order to create the best angles that don't necessarily matter right now, but later in the end, they definitely come into play when you start running stones through.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa!
Derek Arrington here.
Yep! Hard!
Hard! To throw the in
Hard!
Hard! Just squeaked by the guard. It's a very good shot. He now goes from lying one to allowing Cooey to lie one, but the angles just in one shot now are all in the favor of Team Boleski. It's a big thing now, Jerry,
like
with today's player. Everyone has the ability to throw that big weight fairly accurately, and the total complexion of an end can change just on one shot like we just saw there. Got a little shout out from Grant Zura at G to Zura.
No line. Pat's in.
Hoping we send our resumes into TSN. I actually played Grant in the 1991 Canadian Junior. He represented BC that year, played in the semifinal. He's gone on to a lot of curling success.
Go.
Speaking of Desura, they won last weekend's Kamloops Crown of Curling as well. So
congratulations then, Grant.
Grant is calling the game, throwing third stones. Kevin McKenzie throws the brick.
7/8 late, I guess.
My memory can get a little foggy, but I believe Grant lost the semifinal that year to Rob Schlender, who we have out on the ice today, taking on Kevin Martin. Just showed you how solid that year was. So, I mean, Jerry, I don't know if everyone talks about it, but I think it's generally regarded as the strongest field in national junior history, although that can't be verified. Just say yes, Jerry. Work with me, Jerry. We're supposed to work. Paul would have said yes by now.
Yeah, I'm not quite a yes man. I'm not your yes man.
Well, Paul had to, or I would have had to tell the truth about how invaluable he was to our 1995 OUAA team. Guy was pure luggage. We were lucky to win with him.
No.
Getting back to the game here.
No.
Little high.
Just got the weight up a little bit, ran straight, and
that's a real unfortunate miss for your horse there, Jerry. I can't be happy with that.
It's just very poor execution in that spot.
Now, with you owning a piece of these guys in the Calcutta, do you feel it reserves you the right to maybe possibly call timeouts, go down there and discuss some strategy, or is that frowned upon?
I'm not sure they want to hear what I want to say anyways.
Starting to straighten up in here a bit.
Most of our listeners today. No offense.
You like that?
Real opportunity here for the Cooey rink to apply some pressure.
You can throw this a little aggressive for weight, I think.
Good feedback there from Kevin, letting, instead of saying don't be light, by saying you can be a little aggressive with the weight means be positive, because they do have an opportunity to come in off their own Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's a kind of positive reinforcement. You see that all the time, right? Don't be light, don't be heavy, don't hit it left here.
Yes!
Next thing you know, you hook it into the trees.
Real hard line! Whoa! Off!
Great looking shot here.
Shooter! Good shot.
Not sure if they stayed to lie 3 or not, but a great shot nevertheless. Get that rock half buried at least.
It's probably better than rolling any further.
Kevin's certainly happy with the outcome. Jerry's not.
Don't have much else, I guess. Yeah. Maybe you get lucky like this.
Got a tweet from Ice Maker, Roy Grossfield. It says red, but the rock handles are yellow. Confusing Betty Hebert out there, who possibly threw the wrong color. Ben's a veteran. If Ben had a bad stone, he'd be the type who would throw the other team's lead rock, not having to throw a bad stone, and then they could just kick the bad rock down and replace it. That's a veteran move. Ben's been known to
oops, I forgot.
Take advantage of situations like that.
Are there any actual rules in the game against that?
I don't think so. I have seen that done actually in a game before, so maybe they should write that into the rule book. You should at least have to buy a round if you throw the wrong color.
The other rule that's not in the book is throwing out of order too.
Wow, very nice attempt there, but narrow miss, and that now leaves Team Cooey lying 3 and throwing with the hammer.
So the question I was going to give you there is that if you throw out of order, the player who forgot to throw would end up throwing in the last stone.
Yes, that is the rule. Yes.
So if you've got a creative lineup, you know, your skip is a good hitter, and you like to have them play hits. Do you ever maybe the vice maybe they throw 1 stone early, and the vice who draws can throw the draw last? Because that's what would happen if you did it by accident.
What do you like?
Yeah,
where are you throwing for weight? Like,
you could really
quite
come up
often
with some
what a
creative.
team would do if they knew you were, you know,
it should be good.
clearly your opposition for the most part should know your strengths and weaknesses, and it is well within their rules to say, hey Jerry, you're not allowed, you know, it's not your shot, it's actually so-and-so's shot. And I don't think at that stage you'd just be allowed to switch it up. You would actually have to throw it in the order if you were alerted to it.
Well, there are rules. There's, you know, it's the gentleman's game. There's one rule in the book about playing the game for all the right ways and the right reasons.
That's the beauty of our sport. I mean, if you have an infraction such as a burnt rock, it's your job to call it on yourself.
The other thing I've seen happen too, and this is kind of taking advantage of the rules. And I've seen, I won't name the team, but I've seen a specific high-level team that would burn a stone.
It's not me, because you said high level, so it's not.
That have a code word for burning a stone on purpose.
That's so frowned upon in our game, not unlike golf.
It is, but there is no way that did not happen, because you know, trying to play a hit in the house around a center guard that they can't possibly wreck on, and if they know they're going to wreck on it, give the signal, burn the stone.
For you kids out there,
problem is there's no rule against it, and
yeah, for you kids out there, that's not the way the game is meant to be played. Sometimes there's rules and sometimes there's ethics, and you should adhere to both.
Even Carter's a wider didn't really do
that
much.
guard needed to come over just a hair more for Pat in order to fully cover what they're looking for. This is probably the key show out. There's a key shot that Kevin made last end. Let's see if Boleski can step up for his team here and bail them out of jail. You feeling comfortable about this shot right now, Jer?
I got my eyes closed. Andrew Boleski, his first here in the 4th end.
I believe, and I hope I'm not pulling a Vic Router here, but I do believe he rubbed the back of the guard just barely, but an excellent shot there, game-saving shot.
I mean, we don't have to
still in a lot of trouble to drop at least 2 this end, especially if Kevin can tuck in an in-turn draw here. Jerry's breathing easier though.
Just got to get a piece tucked. What are we thinking? This is a shade less than you, Carter, for ice. Seems to be straightening up, but that sure looks tight.
Those who follow Roy Grossfield on Twitter at @IamKeis, he's seems to be a huge fan of the Stampeders, eh, Jerry? Looks like he'd climb mountains to cheer for them.
Slower this than that? Could have been worse. Same as that. Okay.
Very unique delivery, Kevin Cooey. Low to the ground.
Oh, there.
Little bent
Kevin
arm lift of the rock.
Yeah, those Cooeys come up with all unique
Wait only. Clean it.
And Kevin is absolutely flawless compared to his brother Jamie, who sometimes has trouble staying in the same arena that he's throwing.
Let it die.
His brother's more like a garage sale out there.
That's a great line. Nice draw there by Kevin. Shout out to Jamie, great player out of the territories. Been to the Briar numerous times.
Both players find a way to make brilliant shots. So
as does their sister.
Yeah.
Carrie Galusha. Met Carrie in person for the first time this year at the High Park Curling Club at the Stu Sells event. Very nice lady, great team. Wish her all the success this year.
One of Carrie's players, Wendy Miller's a big fan of XL Purple Sweater.
You can't really blame her. That guy's he's a pretty good guy.
Boleski's just going to hit the open stone in the back.
Yeah, you know what? He really had no other option there. Made a great shot on his first one to limit the damage, but Kevin should still be able to put a 2-ender on board.
Same ice.
He's going to throw the exact same rock that he just threw. Not only a potential for the 2-point lead here, Jerry, but he will also control the even ends, which are more and more important in today's game for some reason.
Put it to us now. So we've been doing that all year long. We just finally put it to us and put it to us. We do that.
I didn't think so.
Good feedback there.
Great draw.
Front end thought he might have
Line's
added
fine,
some.
no,
Kevin
line's
doesn't
fine.
think so.
I took that.
Quite often they'll wait to see the break pattern on a rock, and once it starts to curl, they'll know the weight is okay. This one looks good. Put 2 points on the board for Team Cooey after 4 ends. Cooey 3, Boleski 1.
Quick check over to the Martin game. Martin Schander. Update on the scoreboard. Kevin Martin with 2 in the third end. Now leads 3-2 over Schander.
They're throwing a little intern off the center line here. Looks like he might have jammed a double there. He left Rob lying 1. Kevin said he was going to give us a couple of long slides there, not unlike Larry Longslider. Rob Fowler qualified D-side last night, made some amazing runbacks in that game. Gave the team or the game MVP to Alan Lyburn, who has also got our shot of the week. I believe he made a triple raise, double takeout, or we'll have him describe it to you later in Scottish in the patch. Alan's brother is tuning in today. I'd like to say hi to him. Good friend Willie Lyburn. I don't know their older brother, but apparently I don't want to meet him because he's quite upset with me. You're on a long list, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Let's check out our sponsors here. Yeah. I'd like to thank our sponsors: Heritage Inn, Hotel and Convention Center, Cactus Communications, Brook Home Furnishings, man, and the City of Brooks. Let's back to the action here.
Not a bad effort at a plug there, Jerry. You need to polish that up a little bit, though, if we're going to be hired to do any other broadcasts.
Hey, 3 or 4.
My enunciation needs to a little bit of work.
Maybe you should have another red ball.
Wee. Nolan
little
Thiessen,
tighter
lead
line.
stones for Team Cooey.
Seem to really add some extra handle to
Clean
this
it
one.
then. Line's
Got some
good.
good rotation for you out there, you younger players. Swinger ice you play on, you do want to make sure you have a lively, active handle, so you will have less picks and your rock will act more consistently down the ice.
That one, though, does over-curl.
Yeah, you know what? At Nolan's level, he's probably not happy with that. He's a perfectionist. His weight was perfect, just over-curled by about a rock or half a rock. We'll give him a 2.74 out of 4 on that one. I currently have Nolan curling at 71%, but I'm just calculating that in my head and making up a number.
Yep. Hard line. Hard line.
This one's taken off early. Looks like it
Keep
grabbed.
going with it. Keep
Might
going.
have picked up some debris.
Keep going. Hard. Bump it.
Speaking of picking up, did you have a good time at the Brooks Hotel last night, Jer?
It's a good night out. Good old classic small town bar. Some
Split
good
center.
music. Looked like it was Halloween last night in the bar.
It was either Halloween or they tend to dress in a lot of different attire to what I'm used to in Toronto.
The other thing about
Should
that
be
bar
good here.
is they have last call at whatever 2 o'clock is, and then they have off sales in the back.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like they were stopping anybody from just cracking them open in the bar.
No, I know one team actually brought in their own case of beer to drink.
Oh, if you can.
Being a professional broadcaster, I left long before last call
Okay.
and was
Could use
studying
some bit of curling,
the
maybe.
teams that I had to call the game on the next day. It's probably in bed
Yep,
by
hard
10.
note. Right up. Right up. Go.
Good sweep in there by Pat, dragging that down. Nice result for Carter. Unfortunate pick there for Team Boleski's now put them in a position where they want to play offense in this end to try to generate a deuce, but looks like they might be forced to play a double peel. Really plays into Kevin's hands because even if they make this shot, he'll probably go up and rip that red corner guard, and it'd be very tough for Boleski to score a deuce in this end.
Yep. Hard.
Jerry's just stepping away to take a phone call from his bookie. Missed the double peel there. Kevin is going to continue to apply pressure, replacing the guard. Again, for our fans out there, please send your questions or comments to @XLPurpleSweater. Looking for feedback on who you feel
Say it.
will be our representatives for the Olympic Games upcoming in February.
Just clean.
Men's and ladies
Clean.
representatives.
Just clean. Clean it.
Jerry's guaranteeing that Rachel Holman
Go
will
now.
win the ladies, I believe.
There you go. Go. Yep. Hard. Hard across the line. Go, Pat. Go.
Good work there by the boys. Nice shot by Carter.
Shots.
Maybe play this too.
Looking again to try to get some action, driving this rock back into the collection just in front of the rings here.
Whoa.
Curl.
Again, just hitting it a hair high. That's probably one of the biggest differences between teams at the next level, if you will, like Boleski, that are trying to get up to the status of a team that's accomplished as much as Kevin Cooey is given 2 opportunities to make that that double. You really have to execute if you're going to be able to compete at this level. Just missed it by a hair on the high side both times.
Yeah. Well, you could maybe pick it across the
I
top.
played with a lot of guys that would have fanned the top one, so I'd be happy with that result myself. Another intern guard here for Pat
Hey, just
Simmons,
clean.
Calgary,
Yep. Hard
Alberta.
early. Hard early.
This looks like it's
Get it over.
probably
over.
picked up some debris as well. They lost this one early. As you can see, the handle's dead. It lost all the weight. It's a really bad break, but
I don't know.
sort of makes
That'd
up
be
for the
pretty tough
one
to
that
stick.
Boleski had to get this end started. Curling God doing a little payback there.
You gotta play it though. Well, at least get it over here, right? Yeah, I may get lucky, yeah. Yeah, which turn you want to throw? Okay. I think board.
Very sad news as Laura Crocker was eliminated by Swedish champion Sergetsson. She appears has been knocked out of the bonspiel. Good news is, though, Laura, I'm looking for a broadcast partner to do tomorrow's semifinal and final. If you can make your way to Brooks, Alberta, we could make room for you here in the booth.
Yep.
And get rid of Jerry, who's basically dead weight.
Hard! Hard! Yep! Hard! 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 Anything on the roll! Hard! Hard! Go, 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 go!
I like the call there. They're hoping to hit that a hair thinner and roll the shooter on
gotta
so they
hit
could lie
this,
2
eh?
on.
What turn do you like?
They've left the red rock in a great spot. Kevin recognizes that, and he's going to go up and try to deal with it.
Yeah, sliver.
You can see Kevin wearing number 61 is his jersey
I mean, even
number.
if you roll in.
I asked Ben Hebert about it. Benny says Kevin wears that because that's the lowest score he had for 9 holes this year at their golf course, the Hamptons in Calgary.
Whatever
That
you
can't
like.
be verified. I tried to check the handicap computer, but I was locked out.
Sure.
Pat's a very solid
Like
hitter.
his
He's
ice.
choosing to go with the out turn. A little bit dangerous here. This rock needs to cross the face in order not to jam back on their yellow rock in the 4-foot. Looks like he might have got it a hair full.
Whoa.
Nice weight, though. Really nice weight here by Pat.
Real hard.
Very
throw.
good shot. He just over curled the hair. They're hoping that would stay to
Yeah,
guard
good
the
throw.
rock
Yeah,
in the
I just don't-
4-foot.
I just don't
You can
think
hear
we need
Kevin
to
there
do
telling me
that.
threw it great.
Same weight, it's good. Yeah, board weight.
Key shot to the end here. Might be the only opportunity that Boleski gets at an open look at this rock on the 4-foot. They're asking for board weight, and a perfectly executed shot would be to roll underneath the guard. You can't think about it, but if you were to miss tight, it wouldn't work out overly well. You'd probably chip your own red onto that yellow, leaving Kevin lying 2. One of them buried and throwing a guard. So this is a key shot here for third stone, Stephen Koff.
Hard! Oh, oh, oh! Off!
There's quite a bit more weight than what Pat threw. Might not get the same amount of curl. Yeah, you know what? It looks like he just upped the weight there, Harry. Obviously threw it okay for the line because they were sweeping it, but looked more like normal weight there than board. Now they're in trouble again.
I mean, he's always going to be able to smash it, but then we still got this one in, and he should leave
Welcome
it.
back, Jared. What's going on there?
Just needed to take a phone call, update playoff draws for the Burnix Miller Lite Open in
What do you
Bemidji,
like?
Minnesota.
A lot of
the
events
tap
going on
or-
this weekend. While you were gone, Jerry, we just heard sad news. Laura was eliminated
Even if I get it
from the
dead.
Bonspiel in Winnipeg, but we're having my
Yeah,
agent's trying to get in
ice where
touch
I
with
threw
her,
that.
see if we can get her in the booth here tomorrow to do the semifinal and final coverage.
So you cut me already.
Wasn't much as much me action. Dan said he feels we need to upgrade the talent in the booth right now, and I can only assume he was talking about you.
Yeah, I'll
Or if we
allow
make it
that.
real good,
It's-
it's pretty good.
it's an
and,
acceptable
like,
upgrade.
Could jam.
Telling me.
Same as last time. Just gets there now.
So in Bemidji, Minnesota, Pete Fenson and John Schuster qualified through to the semifinals, and they await
Airborne, Pat.
quarterfinals winners there.
Two of the favorites for the upcoming Olympic trials in Fargo, North Dakota. Is it in North or South? I believe it's North. Don't really know.
North Dakota.
Never been
Go
there. I
then,
have
go then,
curled
go
in
then,
North
go then,
Dakota.
Go then.
I also had an incident while I was curling in North Dakota where I cut myself open.
Hard line. Right up.
Yeah, I'm
Looks like
looking,
this is gonna
I'm looking forward to
overcurl.
that event. I'm going to make a stopover in Fargo on my way to Medicine Hat for the next Grand Slam event. I'm basically going to be on the road for the next 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, you do put a lot of miles out there, Jerry, that's for sure. After this event, I'm returning home to Toronto to get back to my life as a financial advisor.
A little bit of plug for yourself there. Tell us about what you do there, Pete.
I've been working a little over 15 years in the financial industry. I manage wealth management for high net worth individuals and business owners focusing on portfolio management as well as insurance and tax needs.
Surprising out there, isn't it, everyone, that people trust this guy with their money?
Right now, I'm just playing the role of a character, Jerry. We all know that I'm a very serious individual who can do mathematical calculations at a snap in my head. Feel free to send any questions mathematically if you don't trust me on Twitter. CHBW has contacted us again via Twitter. He says he's not playing well enough to curling well enough to play in a major event, so he's just going to keep watching the live stream. Thank you for your support.
Easy, easy.
Big shot here.
Off.
Shouldn't curl.
Right off.
For Andrew. Waiting for it to curl a bit, indicating it might be a touch heavy. No, the weight's actually good. Just had to wait on the line. Probably not going to get the job done. I think Kevin will be able to see this entire rock and try to bury one.
Roll, just a piece buried, eh? Words?
Doesn't move.
This is a bit
Other
more
side
ice than
moves
yours.
Matthew Sokolan, I hope that I pronounced that right, Matthew, at Matthew Sokolan. His prediction for the Canadian trials, Team Lawton and Team Howard. Team Lawton's an excellent team. We haven't talked about her too much on the broadcast. She's been knocking on the door for major stardom for the last half dozen years or so. That's a very good pick.
Yeah, and on top of that, they've been playing very well this season, too. While the international teams have been doing a lot of qualifying, Stephanie Lawton's been getting into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs as well.
Yeah, she always does well in the cash wheels. She's a great player, battling Rachel Holman, I believe, to be the #1 ranked women's team in the world, within maybe 1 point of one another going into last week's event.
No! Off! Right off!
Got a little bit of late finish there. He hoped for a little bit more.
Yeah, you're right, Pete. They're separated by 0.2.
See, I told you it was good in math. That's less than 1.
0.245.
Jared just taking out his calculator because he had trouble doing the decimal point with his fingers.
How do I count 0.25 on my fingers?
That's why I said you got the calculator up.
Yeah, tight battle on the Order of Merit. You can find the Order of Merit World Rankings on worldcurl.com. Holman, Lawton, Muirhead #3, Jennifer Jones #4. Then it goes Nedwin, Miriam Ott, Chelsea Carey, Anna Sidorova, Margareta Sigurdsson, and Sherry Madot to round out the top 10.
There you go. Key shot here, out-turn hit for Andrew Boleski, hoping to score 1 and tighten up the game to 3-2.
Looks good. Sticks it in the 8-foot. Single point on the board for Team Boleski here in 4. Or is this 5 now? 5th then. Game's moving right along. Kevin Martin forcing Rob Schander to a single in the 4th end. That game is tied at 3 after 4. Check out our sponsors again. Didn't get a chance to pitch the our silver sponsors. We've got ATB Financial, Aztec Security, Badger Daylighting, BRK Rentals, Cactus AVU, Evergreen Implements, Latigo Trucking, Logan Industries, North End Liquor Store, Orion LLP, Q105.7, The One, Rosenau Trucking, Smith Trucking, Tim Hortons, and UFA.
Sounds like there is a big shot made on the sheet next to us. We just heard in the background there, we have some stands up where the people are watching the game live, and I believe there's a big shot made over on the Martin Schlender rink.
Hey, got some room. Just top 8. Definitely room. Oh, then that's too much.
Nolan here
Stuck
looking
here.
to get his
Don't
rock
worry
into
about
the
the
full
line.
8 foot here, buried.
Never, never, never. Hey.
Probably a hair deeper than what they'd hoped. Still a good shot by Nolan.
Room then. Yep, yep. Hard. 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 Keep going for line.
Think try and get right to the nose. Yep. Gotta go line. Kind of wait. Not heavy. Hard, hard. Whoa. Off. Off.
Just a tiny bit too heavy. Angle's still set up pretty nicely there for Cooey.
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot there. Just doing a little bit of corresponding with a female fan out there.
Easy. Clean, clean.
In-turn freeze attempt coming down the ice here, trying to rearrange the angles a little bit to create a better situation for Boleski.
Off.
One's going to hang out a little too high, not accomplish what they'd hoped. They are getting the rocks in play that they like in this end for sure, needing to steal. Just got to be careful that at the end of the end there's a few red rocks in there and not just yellows.
What do you like? Ours, oh yeah. Easy. You could do this.
Few options here for Kevin.
Come have a look. I mean, it's possible to hit this too thin, but it's real hard.
Carter and Kevin always have interesting conversations
Make
when
this?
it comes down to the strategy.
Well, it's less than half. I mean, you're two locked. You like it? Well, you want to lose this too, so yeah, thin half does it.
Looking at possibly
Third.
throwing fairly firm weight,
You wanna
carving
throw it
that
up?
rock sideways.
Okay.
Well executed shot
Should
here.
run right where you throw it.
Kevin will be left lying to, eliminating both red stones and losing his shooter. Type of shot you expect Carter Rycroft to make.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Right off.
Caught it a hair too thin. Not a disastrous result. They still
Okay.
do have
Didn't
both
think
their
that
yellows
would
in the
fly out
rings.
like that.
He would have hoped for a little more curl there. As we found all weekend, when you up that weight, very unforgiving. Don't get a ton of curl. Like to welcome
overburied a little
Heather
bit, I
Smith
think
to
you
our
might be all right.
telecast. Heather just competed this weekend. She's going to be the 5th player for Team
Quick, quiet.
Holman at the
Quiet, hit and
Olympic
roll.
curling trial. She got to skip a game and play 3rd. Heather, very well known for a bronze medal performance at the Scott Tournament of Hearts. And another one, Jared, just shows you how strong that 91 field was. Heather won the 1991 Canadian Juniors that we've been talking about. Grant Desura, Rob Schander. Heather filled in for a couple games and now heading back to Nova Scotia. She's an excellent pickup for that young team. Provides a lot of experience, very level head. Jerry, that's definitely your pick to win the trials. We've gone on record, said you guaranteed they're going to win, I believe.
I don't think guaranteed was the word I used, but
yeah, that's probably what I spun it into.
Oh, bumper. Yep.
Looking for a little bumper weight hit here.
Hard! 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 Hard!
I'm not necessarily a master at angles, Jerry, but do you feel he had to hit it a little thicker than that?
The silent hit is not very good. Sailed it on through. Just in case, probably threw it a hair soft. Maybe got it going a little bit, and
Turn you like.
this ice will punish you when you do that.
Here's a real veteran call here by Kevin. Owning the hammer, up 1. The obvious shot is to hit and lie 3, but he knows the only way he's going to get in trouble in this end is by leaving the center guard. It's the treble rock, and they were maybe hoping to run it back into that red in the rings, but very professional call there by Kevin. He might get forced to 1 here, but in removing that guard, very low probability of giving up a steal.
I think you got to play the same shot. I mean, even if you rolled it here, it's not the worst. Yeah. Kind of weight you want to throw?
Couple handsome guys just got their picks posted up on Twitter. Like to see if we can maybe get 1,000 retweets of that. Maybe I could get a date. Action Dan in a fairly serious relationship. I asked him if his girlfriend had any friends. He pretended he didn't hear me. Out-turn hit here for Steve Koff, Team Boleski.
Whoa! Oh!
Looking to put his team in a position to force Kevin into 1 here. Not a realistic steal opportunity, as we talked about. We have a text of a prediction from Carol Gibson. Carol is currently looking after my dog Stella as I'm away here during the broadcast. Carol predicts it will be between Homan and Jones. And she is going with Howard and Jacobs in the men. A very bold call, saying that Jacobs is not yet qualified for the trial, so she will get bonus points if that happens. And she's hoping. Carol plays in a charity event that's run every year at the Toronto Cricket Club for Sick Kids Foundation. And she got a chance to curl with both Anna Sidorova and Russian Kate in the Bonspiel. So she's very good friends with them. She'd like to see them do well on their home turf. And she's also had the opportunity to play with Eve Murhead. Feels Eve's, I mean, she's very young, but she has tons of experience at the international level. 4-time world junior champ, our defending ladies champion.
Already played in the Olympics once.
Yeah, she played in the Olympics as what, like an 18 or 19-year-old? Just ridiculous.
And she wasn't actually the youngest skip in that event. Anna had her beaten by 3 or 4 months, I believe.
Anna
Sidorova.
Really?
Off. Off. Yep. Yes.
I like the way the sequence of stones have played out here for Team Boleski. Very mature call, calling the nose hit on the first one, because Cooey would have to hit that one. And now Boleski can hit and roll and try and lie 2 here.
Yeah, that's a good call, Jared. It's nice to see her back in the game. Been absent for a couple ends, but yeah, this end's developed nicely. It could have gone really ugly for Boleski, but they've managed to salvage it, and they're keeping the rocks hanging around the rings here. Should be a good potential for a force, right, Jer? Although this needs to curl. The old broadcaster's jinx there, I think.
Again, you'll see a lot of younger teams, junior teams. They'll try and take a crack at this, try and make it the double here. But just making
little rolls, okay.
nose hit or a slight roll inside essentially does the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, this looks, because they're so close together, like it's an automatic double, but because of the way the rocks are situated, it's actually not as easy as it looks, and you would definitely lose your shooter. So again, Kevin making the veteran call here that Jerry just talked about. Haven't heard back from Parker yet to see if he's going to update. One thing, he is
easy.
He is from Oil City. They might not have internet there.
Oh!
So if he's doing this from home, it could be tough.
Gotta go!
Just make them up there,
Hard!
Parker.
Real hard, guys, right to it. Go!
Great brushing there. They help save that rock. Help keep the angle there. Nice shot there by Pat Simmons.
So by making the nose hit here,
Pat.
Boleski will come back, make the hit again, and it'll leave the double, a much more makeable double then.
Yeah, and actually even just a tough shot here to hit and stay for Boleski without disturbing his other red rock, because he's really only working with a foot or so of rings that he can roll to, and even if he does, like you say, the double will be available. Parker said his internet's down. He's just going to mail you the results.
Horse and carriage.
He wants to know if the tour will cover postage.
Please include a self-addressed stamped envelope there, Parker, so I can send you your invoice.
Andrew Boleski here looking to throw a nice control weight here. Very precise shot, not much room to roll.
Yep! Hard!
But never just feathered a hair. That's really good.
That's absolutely the best he could do, I think. Be interesting to see what Kevin chooses to play here. He could play the double.
Still 1-2.
Or the roll, or sometimes you might get both depending on the weight you play.
Play it. No. What if I know? I know it wasn't my shot. He maybe plays that double. I mean, if I knew I could roll in for shot, that'd be okay. But if I know it's this, then that's just, it's hurting us, right? Because he's going open side. So do you like Curtin? I can sit 2 off it. I think it's close. It's close to a natural. Like it's close to both. With these rocks, I think. Good
Added
board.
benefit to the Sarnie event being put on by Ian Parker. They actually had a hidden piece of meat in a cab, and all the teams had the opportunity, as they do not encourage drinking and driving, to take a cab home last night. And the winner found about a 8-pound piece of bologna. I don't even want to know what Franz ended up doing with that. Looks like Kevin's going to throw.
No, it'll be closer to good board.
You just heard there, good board weight. Try to make the roll underneath. Definitely want to save your shooter here. Keep the option of a deuce in play.
Whoa. No. Net. Oh! Off!
Looks really close. Getting some great late finish.
Go, Pat!
The bonus for Boleski, though, is he's got the double right back.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great shot. Little unlucky not to kill both. Kevin made the roll perfectly. Hoping for a jam here if you're a Cooey fan.
Shit, I just knows.
If you own Team Boleski in the Calcutta, like my broadcast partner Jerry Gertz does, then you're hoping he rips the double here and forces Kevin to throw against 2.
Yep, yeah, firm yet.
Great shot there by Kevin. Just needed a hair more of that back one in order to kill it. A lot of laughter going on the ice out there. Something has happened in the Martin Schander game. We apologize to our fans. We don't have the ability to witness what's going on the ice because we've been hidden in the back room here.
Stuck it. Tick, tick. Ricky was.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Whoa!
This thing doesn't look like it's going to curl enough. Just gets up. Makes the double, lies two.
Great shot there by Andrew. Game saver, really.
It's wide, that path, I know. Yeah. Or do you think it's the same everywhere? Should be the same everywhere. I don't see why you.
Kevin just deciding where to put the broom down for what should be a routine draw for
ask
one.
Him if it's the same, it should be the same. Same everywhere, like.
Huge shot there by Andrew to keep this game going. A deuce there would have pretty much ended the game.
For two. Or do I go out and where I threw those two?
Key for Kevin here, he does have the opportunity to not only score and go up 2 points, but in theory, control the even end hammer.
Well, I know the wide one, right? Yeah. You think it's maybe a couple feet heavier?
Little shout out to Penny upstairs here at the Brooks Curling Club. She's been looking after us all weekend, although we have not utilized her services yet today. Trying to clean things up a little bit. Got a call from my sponsor last night. He thought it's maybe time to keep things on the straight and narrow.
Same line.
AA. Action Dan caught that. Working hard on this one.
You're in the special program that allows so many nights of debauchery.
Yeah, try to keep it under 100 a year. Wow, they had to work hard on that, and they're still not quite there yet.
Just enough.
Crowd oohing and awing in the room beside us.
Single point on the board for Team Cooey, now leads 4-2. Heading to the 7th end here, the C qualifier game from the Brooks Curling Club, Cactus Pheasant Classic. My name's Jerry Gertz of curlingzone.com, joined by Pete Stetsky. Action Dan on the camera work here. Dan Berdusco doing a great job. His site, southernalberta.com. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. We'll have one more game this evening, 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Quarterfinals action. The game is still to be determined. We're trying to figure out our best matchup for the game.
It will be another version of our popular series, Curling After Dark, slightly modified, but
the bad Peter Stetsky will return to the airwaves this evening.
Now that Paul's gone, it should be a lot easier to keep things above board.
We're streaming through YouTube on our Curling Zone channel. Please be sure to click on the like button if you enjoy what we're doing. The little thumbs up, you can find it in the top right-hand corner if you're watching it through Curling Zone. On the YouTube channel, just look underneath the streaming window, find that little like button. Also, please be sure to subscribe. Check out some of our other videos, our Far From Home series. A Kevin Martin video pops up every once in a while on the stream. Great little video produced by Jesse Wachter and Nathan Blagden.
What about those amazing live interviews you did from that charity event this year?
The Stetsky interviews, they were great as well. Popular all summer. I released about one a week just to keep people getting their a little bit of curling fix. One other thing we've been doing here around this weekend is everyone's picking their two teams I think are going to be in the finals of the men's and the women's trials. So we'd love to hear what everyone thinks are their teams and then who's going to win. Men's finalists, women's finalists, and pick a champion. I went with Holman Jones, Holman winning it on the women's side. McEwen, Howard, and McEwen prevailing on the men's side.
Yeah, I didn't make my official predictions yet. I don't want to offend any of my male friends, and I don't want to discourage any of the females I feel I might have an outside shot with. So I'm going to keep my picks on the down low right now.
Good shot.
Little update from our Spiel and Gatineau. Your Brier champions, Brad Jacobs of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, have just defeated Pat Ferris. Good young team from Grimsby, 7-3. Looks like the game was over in 6 ends, so Jacobs will advance. He's on his last life in the Bonspiel.
Oh, look. It's halfway.
Jacobs took a shot at me today on Twitter, but I really had no leg to stand on. They're a team I had no success against when I was still an active quote-unquote player. Carter Rycroft, Team Cooey, throwing the intern peel.
Hard!
Carter's throwing thousands of these over the years in practice and competition. Most of them are just as clean as that one was. Good setup here for Team Cooey. Nicely positioned rocks by Nolan Thiessen to start the end.
Easy.
Is that Sarnia event, Jared? Is that on the Ontario Curling Tour?
Oh.
Yeah, it's Ontario Curling Tour event.
Yeah. Probably best to keep Parker away from the rest of the world, I would think. I'll give him credit. He's handled his firing from curling after dark fairly classy. Hasn't raised too much of a stink in the media.
Yep. Hard.
Another peel there for Carter.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Andrew's now decided to make a play on the stones in the rings here. Eventually it had to happen.
Hey? Yeah, forward weight. It's pretty straight here.
Looking to play board weight here. Want to jam the yellow rock onto the other one. Killing the back one and then keeping your shooter as frozen as possible so the rock you make contact with. So Kevin will have a choice to make a play on that or peel the guard.
Derek Arrington throwing second stones for Team Boleski.
Slack weight, eh?
Yeah, just over curl. Looks like he may have been a little bit soft. Updating has been done on the event in Sarnia, Jerry. Heath McCormick, U.S. Olympic hopeful, has qualified through the B-side, as has his coach and a real friend of ours on Curling After Dark, Jake Higgs. Congratulations to both. Jake will be coaching Heath in the upcoming U.S. Olympic trials in Fargo, North Dakota that begin in 2 weeks. Heater probably a little desperate if you ask Jake, but
Higgs is also one of the 12 men's pre-trials teams competing for the 2 spots into Winnipeg.
Yeah, it'd be good to see a team like it'd be an upset for sure, but it'd be great to see a team like Jake make an appearance at the trials. He's been grinding out on tour for a lot of years with Skip Rockford, Brent Ross.
No! Anything, just a little bit.
Good shot there by Pat. Kevin decided to ignore the corner guard and make a play on the rock in the rings. He's hoping for maximum damage this end of 2 points, but he'd really prefer a blank or a force. For sure a force. Let's be honest, he'd rather steal one. Steve Koff looking to play the intern, hit and roll, buried behind that guard.
Hard!
Cores are working hard to try to hold the line.
Oh!
Just going to overcurl. Look for Kevin to make a play on that.
Nose. All right, good roll. Try leave the double and roll if you. Yeah. He'll roll.
Kevin just deciding where he wants to roll a shooter. He's going to opt to play the takeout on that redstone, but doesn't really want to roll buried. He's afraid he might leave a very easy run back, and then Red would be able to lie one behind cover. Nice looking throw there by Pat. Very balanced delivery. That picked.
Whoa. Come on.
Tell you what, the ice has not been the best of friends in terms of luck for the Coe team. They've had some very timely, unfortunate picks. The biggest was yesterday in the game we covered live against Norwegian team Thomas Olsrud.
We'll be able to wrap another one, right?
Just quick update on Kevin Martin, Rob Schander. Martin with 3 in the 5th end to take a big lead on Schander. Schander got 2 back in the 6th, but Martin now up 6-5 with Hammer, playing 7.
Yeah. He makes the double.
Yeah, Rob, he definitely won't give up. He's a fighter out there. I think that's a cliche you would say in a situation like that, but that 3-ender obviously will prove to be costly if he doesn't come back and win this game.
I don't mind. I don't mind this.
Jerry, what would you hope your horse does here? You own Andrew on the Calcutta. They have an opportunity here to maybe go around the guard, play a hit. What are you hoping they play here?
It's kind of a little bit of a risk-reward situation. You know, you try and go around the guard here, there's a chance you're going to get forced to a single, but it does bring a 3 into play.
At this time, you probably think they should be willing to take on that risk. We're in the 7th end of an 8-end game, and they need to score points soon.
Yeah, I like going around the guard here.
Looks like they've decided to hit. I'm not sure which way they're going to try to roll. I would assume they'd try to keep it on the pro side and roll towards the wing.
Yeah, this is where if they make a good roll here, it's going to be tough for Cooey to make the double.
Easy. Whoa!
And it brings 2 into play, and it also opens up the blank end yet still, too.
No!
Boleski can blank here. They can always go try and get 2 and 8.
Really big mistake here.
Josh rolls
out. He'd like to have that one back.
Well, let's roll. Roll to here.
I think if Kevin hits and rolls where he's talking about, if you're Boleski, you probably still have to try to draw around that corner guard and create the 2. You might not get a chance in the 8th end the way Kevin's team can throw that big weight.
With that corner guard up, I agree. I think you got to go for it. You got to use it when you have it.
Control. We could try and roll under, but yeah, okay, nose then.
Some teams might look here to try to roll towards that guard, but not underneath it buried, because that'll make it even more difficult for you if Boleski's able to draw around it. But maybe roll beside the guard, forcing him to go wide with the intern, and if successful, you'd be able to angle your rock back onto that rock. How do you feel about that, Jer?
Yeah, I think I like that call, too. I believe he's trying to play the hit and roll to center here.
Yes, he is, yeah.
Yep! Hard!
I
think the thought process is here that he thinks Boleski is going to hit it, and then Cooey will go around it.
Yeah, and the boys look like they're not falling for that. They're going to make the aggressive call.
Okay,
Draw around the guard.
This out
I guess right here.
They made this absolutely perfectly. You might see Kevin force Andrew to make a much tougher shot to get his 2 and also bring a steal of 1 into play. Thinking a little bit ahead there.
Sure took a long time to get off the line, though. Yours.
Shout out to Konrad Kulisva. He doesn't deserve to have his name pronounced properly. This is such a stupid sport. Well, thank you for joining us, Konrad. Whether you think it's stupid or not, we still appreciate you showing up.
Yeah, we love your feedback, Conrad. Please feel free to tweet at me so I can humiliate you publicly.
Easy. Room. Clean. Whoa! Room!
Always love those internet idiots. Come in just to tell you that's a stupid post. That's, you know. And why are you even here in the first place? You got nothing better to do than do that.
Might be dragging that one a little too deep. You do want to get the berry, but you might give Kevin a chance to freeze to that stone as well. I think you'd probably rather have Kevin throw the freeze than leave him a piece of it with his ability to hit, though.
Play soft weight too.
That's what I'm thinking. Just tap it through.
That might be the easiest.
What it does, it just puts a little bit of pressure on Cooey. Make a shot a little bit harder, and you hope you get a little bit of a mistake out of him here.
Yeah, these are the rocks throughout the weekend. These type of shots are probably then the most difficult for our players to execute. We find if they just up the weight that little bit, sometimes the rock won't take as much curl as they need, so they got to be a little careful.
Hair more? No, I like this. That looks hair, yeah, right there.
Kevin's decided to just try to tap this rock through the rings. He'll be looking for back line to hack weight.
Whoa, whoa.
Just gently got that back towards the center line.
Whoa! Off of it!
Starting to pick up some curl now.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep, roll it! Roll it! Hard! Hard! Go, Nolan! Go, go, go!
Just a great shot there by your 2010 world champion, Kevin Cooey. Well swept, well called, great team shot there, and not only have they eliminated the opportunity for 2, but they're forcing Andrew to make an extremely tough draw for 1 or possibly run the double and try to blank the end, risking both shots here.
Why not just play the double? Shooter should stay out of the rings.
Yeah, that's absolutely would if they played it sort of across the face with the out turn or high with the in.
7/8.
Now, when you talk stats and chance of winning the game, down 2 with the hammer versus down 1 without the hammer, the winning percentages are actually very similar.
So if that's the case, Jerry, then would you not pick which is the easier shot, the one you're more comfortable with, and just go with that if the situation's going to leave you with a similar outcome?
Exactly. Be the kind of situation right here where if there were no rocks in play, you were down the last shot, and you had the option of drawing into the rings for your 1 or throwing it through for the blank. There is no real wrong call here. It's about 11% chance of winning the game historically if you're down 1 without, and it's about 12% down 2 with. So, you know, talking about 1% difference is so small. And sticks it.
Yeah,
fortunately, steal of 1 here for Cooey.
Jerry, you can say
Cooey now
goodbye
leads
to
$5-2.
$400, buddy.
It's a good donation to this great event, this great club here.
Good point. Very good point. For those of you who have been following all weekend, you've heard us go on and on about how much the players love this event, seen as the ultimate event on the World Curling Tour, 7th annual Brooks Cactus Pheasant Classic.
Let's do a quick check over at the Martin game. They're going to throw this one through here.
Good shot, Nolan.
Still playing the 7th end right now. Looks like Schander just drew back 4 foot. I think Kevin Martin is lying 1. He's also 3rd and 4th shot. Looks like he's got a short little run back here. Quite possibly to either end the game or lie 4 right around the 4 foot.
Yeah, I believe this is his first rock. Just counting the ones in the corner, but it's hard to tell.
Let's stick with this shot here for a moment.
Unless that's a red rock behind the gentleman.
Yep.
In which case, this will be the last rock of the game if executed by Kevin.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's it. That was his last rock.
4 on the board for Kevin Martin in the 7th end, and handshakes to this evening's quarterfinals. Quite possibly will be our streaming game as he plays Steve Laycock.
Yeah, we were very impressed with the Laycock team. We carried their A qualifier. Steven had a great game. He had to draw the button cold to win against world champion Nicholas Sedin, and he put it right on the pot. Back to our game here. Real uphill battle now for Andrew Boleski, having to score 3 against Kevin Cooey. Nearly an impossible task, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, pretty straight.
I mean, Paul married Krista
If you want
Webster.
that one, that's great too. This is even straighter here.
Carter in the hack to throw an intern peel.
Whoa.
Doesn't love it out of his hand, but it's good now. Good to see the old bear crawl out of the seaside there. They weren't looking too happy yesterday morning after Rob sort of handed them their lunch with a 7-end victory. But
this event's been very good to Team Martin. I don't think they've ever played outside the A event here.
They have not. They usually their routine is to show up, just blow 3 guys out of the water, head to Patricia, and crush red meat and red wine, and then get kicked out of Patricia and escorted back by the police to the hotel. That last part I might have made up. Nice separation here on the 2 corner guards. I don't think it's really going to matter, but we do need to say something about it, so that's what we're going to say. Just caught our executive producer yawning there. Nothing to do with the game. He was out, time went on last night pretty late, so he's a little tired. Little skinny peel there by Carter. He's done his job. Jerry, maybe you should head out down to the patch and see if you can maybe sell Boleski. You paid $400 for this team. Maybe auction them off for $25 or something like that.
See if I can get a round of beers out of somebody.
Never know. Maybe his mom's down there or something. She'd be willing to buy it. It's at this point in time when you're sweeping guards like this that you really do not want to provide maximum effort. The wind appears to be out of the sails of Team Bilesky. They had a good run in the Bonspiel, but a very tough break to end up in a C qualifier against a team the likes of Kevin Kudog. Cooey will also be cheering very hard for Team Mike McEwen, who he successfully secured in the Calcutta. We're looking into it. It could be fixed. I thought I might have saw a payoff between Cooey and Lawrence. There is an investigation currently going on.
Easy, easy, easy.
Good peel there by Pat. Cooey wins this game. Who is his quarterfinal opponent tonight, Jerry?
Could be playing Sven Mikkel from Switzerland. Mikkel came through the A side. Good run by the young Swiss team. They're really looking good, setting up for Grand Slam next weekend and European Championships 3 weeks from now.
Where is it?
Yeah, they make a lot of shots, those guys. They're very well coached by Mr. Schwaller.
Yeah, their coach, I believe, is Robert Herleman. Andy Schwaller is the national team coach. All these names from 10 to 20 years ago are now all showing up as national team coaches.
Yeah, is Herleman related to former Olympic gold medalist Patrick Herleman by chance?
I believe they're brothers. I'm not totally sure, though.
We'll just go with that. Nobody can really prove otherwise unless they reach out and tweet us.
Mark! Gotta go!
Great camera work there by Action Dan, catching the high-speed peel. Pat Simmons cleaning up. It's time for Team Boleski to go in. Steve Koff with the assignment.
Room.
Yeah, they're looking to bury this one. Kevin will just go out and peel the guard, and then he'll have a
Room.
wide open hit for the win.
Yep. Room.
Out-turn peel for Kevin here. Realistically, his second last rock of the game. Does not care about that rock in the rings. He will not be looking to play the run back. He'll just peel this rock off.
This is the mistake that gets you in trouble, where you give up a 3. Don't try and win it on your first shot. You've got 2 shots left, and you just need to make 2 stones go away.
Nice peel here by Kevin. Twitter a little dead out there right now, folks, looking for feedback as to who you feel will be in the Canadian Olympic trials. Not the trials, but actually win the trials. No word back yet from Laura Crocker. She's going to take us up on her offer to come in and join the broadcast. I believe we can get that restraining order temporarily lifted in the interest of professional journalism. Jerry has apologized numerous times for what he did, Laura, and I feel I will protect you and provide safety. Boyfriend Mosk, he's a pretty big guy. You can always bring him as a security guard.
I wouldn't want to tangle with that guy. That junior team of that Muscowie, Colton Flash played with him as well. Some pretty big boys out of Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Colton was going on and on at the Brooks Hotel last night, how he feels he could probably beat Benny in an arm wrestle in about a second and a half. Like to hear Ben's words on that.
So looks like possible last stone here of the 8th end. Boleski has 1 more remaining, but may not have the opportunity to throw it.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he's probably not going to get the opportunity to throw that rock.
For a spot in this evening's quarterfinals matchup, Kevin Cooey just needs to make this red Boleski stone go away.
There she be.
Okay, thanks.
X's in the 8th end. Kevin Cooey wins 5-2 over Andrew Boleski. We'll play again this evening at 9:30 Eastern, 7:30 Mountain Time, here from the Brooks Curling Club, the Cactus Pheasant Classic.
We don't really know what else to say. Hopefully you'll tune in tonight. We will be doing curling after dark. Feature game, most likely to be Team Kevin Martin taking on, from Saskatchewan, Team Laycock. Battle of former teammates Ben Hebert, Pat Simmons versus Laycock. They had a lot of success together in Saskatchewan. looking forward to calling that game, even looking more forward to trying to convince Ben Hebert to wear a mic.
Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. For our producer, Action Dan, Pete Stetsky, my name's Jerry Gertz of curlingzone.com. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Everyone take care. Until this evening, we'll be back.